He was here. This meeting is now called to order. The July 13th, 2026 meeting of the Crook County Cemetery District is now in progress. Directors Wood and Bedortha are present, so we do have quorum. First thing on our agenda today is to approve the minutes from the June 15th board meeting and the June 22nd budget meeting.
I'd make a motion, we approve the minutes for both sets stated. I was not here for one, but for the purposes of approving minutes, I think it's probably okay.
Yeah.
And the other one I was here, so I'll make the motion.
Okay, I will second. All those in favor?
Would
Aye.
Bedortha, aye.
And Wood, aye. Minutes are approved. Shara is not here today. She did forward us the financials. She is out sick. So we will skip over the financial reports for now and go directly to operations with Craig.
We want to approve the bills to get paid today, or do we have them?
They're in I think they're in the financials that she sent us.
In the checks we pay each month?
No, I'll probably have to go by and sign checks later in the week.
That's fine.
And over the weekend, we got there were like 4 or 5 different bills too.
Yeah.
So they just came in late. So
Okay, I just was curious if we didn't approve that one, so was good.
Yeah, the bank will put it through with just my signature, so.
on with operations. So since the last board meeting, we've had 6 burials, 2 fulls, and 4 ashes, all at Juniper Haven. Irrigation, nothing new to report, just still plugging away at, seems like we fixed an area and then something else had broke, but that's just kind of the nature of the beast. Mowing, weed control, nothing new to report. Just continuing to do what we're gonna do, that we do on the weekly cycle, I would say, weekly or 2-week cycles. The trees and branches, we're still working on. It's a continual issue that always comes up. So, equipment, our 3rd mower is in the shop at Midstate. It's the oldest mower that we got. And then we'll be good to go on all the maintenances for all the equipment there, or at least the mowers. And then the curbing's been getting done quite a bit, but it's taken a while, so we got to go back over some of the curbs that originally got done, and plus there's some other spots that need to get done. We're finding a lot of breaks in or fixing a lot of the breaks in the irrigation tube that are going underneath the curb or the road while we're doing that. And at Paulina, so the plan is possibly tomorrow or Thursday to go up to Paulina and spray for all the weeds and the thistles that are up there in the grounds. And do the weekly or every 2-week mowing and line trimming. Then Powell Butte, we've had a lot of stuff happening. We got a lot of work done. It's kind of, until you see it, you don't see the magnitude of what's been done. But we brought in a ton of wood chips and to knock down dust on the berms, because we built kind of a berm along the waterway, or like the runoff ditch. And we've been bringing in some topsoil and putting seed down. What I've came up with too is just on the regular, not the expansion part, but on the regular grounds, we're going to be able to expand quite a few spaces. Because it kind of tapers down as it goes. So, one row is a full row and then it shortens, and we're able to extend those rows almost the whole way. And we have sprinklers already in place for that to happen. So we've been just putting topsoil down on some of the areas. The the back road's pretty big. We're talking about maybe making it a little bit smaller because it's a lot wider than we anticipated it would be. Um, and then I got a really good deal on a couple of the holding tanks. Got them for like buy one get one free on they're 425 gallon. They're more or less like a irrigation, like almost like a cistern, I guess. But the big livestock tank. I don't know what they're called exactly but the white plastic, you know which ones I'm talking about.
Not for sure.
Got kind of a vague mental image.
It's got like on one end, it's got the chute, like and you can drain it from the bottom, but we won't do that. But it's the start to possibly having the tanks and then the holding for the restrooms up there. And I mean, and at the deal that I got them, it was I couldn't pass it up. So, and Howard has really nothing to report either. So
Yeah, there was a fire up there yesterday, I think.
in the general area,
In the general area, it was on the opposite side of like the main highway, but I saw today that they had it contained, thankfully. But there's always a fire in Wildcat Wilderness area.
yeah.
But it is the season.
Yep.
So there's not much we can do with Howard now until.
Not until fall.
Yeah.
Paulina does look good. I thought the other day. Weeds, you've got it mowed down good. Will they not disappear with mowing, or is it getting to be a problem?
It looked like, so when I heard of a complaint that came in, I made sure to go up there a couple days after to do the mowing and whatnot, but just to look. And in the grounds of the actual in the grass, it looked like there's some, I guess they're thistles. I didn't even know what a
They
thistle.
are. They're Canadian, but usually mowing them, they'll disappear.
Yeah, they disappear down. I mean, you can see them when it's getting a little bit longer. And we were gonna go up and put 2,4-D down and just spray. A majority of that area. The problem is I don't want to kill. I mean, but it's all good grass,
Yep.
so it should survive the 2,4-D. And like it should no problem.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's
I'm fine with whatever, but
Okay.
it looked good to me.
it looked good to me too. Like, I mean, once we mowed
That's why I had you go check.
Nope, that's right, and it looks good. And
Yeah.
I realize there's thistles, but there's not many thistles in grass, so I don't worry.
Oh,
about
now
it.
see, the complaint that
yeah.
came my way was that you couldn't even get to the headstones because the thistles were so bad. So that's why I'm like, that
Maybe
doesn't
if
sound
you're-
right.
Maybe if you're barefoot, then, I mean, whatever, I just want you to know I'm happy with it. It looks
Okay.
good. I did go out and look, and
Yeah, I'd same. I was like, well, I mean, it's okay, I guess a little bit, but I
I don't know that your trees are gonna make it, but all we can do is try.
yeah, we're trying.
Absolutely.
And I got the water on. They're spraying them, and
Yeah.
but I don't. Hopefully, a couple of them didn't look like they were too healthy. But some of them looked like they were doing pretty good. I mean, they kind of don't do healthy before they start getting better. So
All
hopefully,
we can do is try.
yeah.
So can I ask some questions since you're on the deck?
Yeah.
Have we heard from the mill owners on anything?
No, that's what Jamie and I were just talking about. That
Okay.
I hadn't heard from him, and I was gonna call and
That's
I
fine.
left him a message. So
Okay, and the next thing is, has the marker been repaired?
no, not that it hasn't been moved out.
I haven't noticed. I wasn't.
Last
That you would have heard, they would have contacted you if it was done.
Yeah.
Okay,
her plan is to take it, she said.
let's
But
just bag it. We can't keep begging people to come fix something that we said we would get done. My vote would be that I know it could be expensive, but you call the marker outfit that does them professionally and just have it done. Somewhere along the line, we need to clean this up, and it's not right to keep putting
Mhm.
somebody off. And so if
According
you guys are agreeable, I mean, somewhere along, we need to move on.
Well, according to Susan, the owner of the marker had supposedly made arrangements with Jesse Monuments to come in, pull it, she was gonna take it back to their shop. They were gonna buff it out and do a whole bunch of, I guess, new lasering or re-lasering on it.
Stafford's.
Yes.
Mhm.
You know, so how long ago was that?
That was at the last meeting. that
Yeah, the last
Susan said
meeting
that.
is when Susan said, but so far, I guess she has not.
Okay, because there's been a comment made to me that if that it wasn't done within a couple weeks, they felt very strongly we need to move on. So we can table it till Susie gets back, but
Mhm.
as a director, I would really like this cleaned up.
Yeah.
It's been a little bit of an embarrassment to us now, so.
Well, it's really technically not our fault.
Well, no, but we made the commitment to at least resolve the issue, and it's been almost a year now. And so anyway, that's all I had to say on those things.
Okay. Did I have a question on that? How many, okay, so you said the third mower's in the shop, so how many does that leave you with?
3.
3?
Currently, we have three running.
3 running and then,
And then that one's in the shop.
okay.
So how old are they? Do we need to start thinking about a new one?
No, because we just got a new one like three
Good enough.
years ago. And then this one's the oldest one, but to me, it's the best one. So I think it's the
That's
best
usually how it works. The older is the
one.
better.
The dinosaur, I love the dinosaur. That's the one I usually
Yeah.
drive.
They drive better.
Yeah, the handle's better anyway.
Okay. Moving on to our old business. We have Steve Shropshire joining us today. He was going to look into some legal actions that we can or cannot do for our past due accounts. So I guess I will turn it over to him real quick and see if he found out anything for us.
Thanks, Jamie. So the cemetery district statutes don't have anything specifically referencing past due account collection. And so that essentially puts you in the realm of using typical statutory processes to collect past due accounts. We also don't have anything in the existing internment agreements that provide for recovery of collection fees or some sort of expedited process to be able to collect. So really what's left to then is for anything that's come before now would be filing a lawsuit to collect for past due amounts. You can certainly send a demand letter and things like that, but if it really came down to it, there's no separate process for cemetery districts allowing you to collect. In the future, we've talked about changing the internment agreement in order to put provisions in it that allow you to undertake collection without having to go through the full legal process. So I will continue to work on some new language for that document, get it revised, and then plan to bring it back to you in time for next month's meeting.
Awesome. And also with the contract for all the funeral homes about paying at a certain time.
Yeah, so with any funeral homes who have access, we definitely want to strengthen those contracts as well to provide for either prepayment or prompt payment or both. To the extent that you want to put something like that in, like a prepayment clause, then we can do that.
Okay. What do you think, Gary?
Yeah, so on the contracts with funeral homes, I mean, can we not just stipulate if they get paid up front, we get paid up front? I mean, is there a way to make sure this thing's clean?
Yeah, that would be the best way, is to have a prepayment provision in there, Gary.
Okay, and if they decide they want to take payments, how do we handle that? We go against the funeral homes if they don't pay?
Yes, so you'd be in contract with the funeral home as opposed to the family or the intern folks, and so your contractual relationship and your recourse would be against the funeral home.
Okay, and it's a sort of a two-way deal because we do some ourselves anyway if they come to buy. Otherwise, the funeral home does them and does a package deal. Is that correct?
Craig,
Yep.
is that
Yeah,
how it works?
I believe so. I mean,
What was it? Can you repeat the question?
Pardon?
Can you repeat, please?
Yes, so if it's a two-way deal, so we, the cemetery district also sells some of these on their own. So if somebody doesn't go through the funeral home, do we allow payments and things?
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
if we need to be able to address that problem for us to collect also with the funeral home, then is that my understanding? So be two contracts, or not two contracts, but there'll be two avenues to resolve the issue. One's with us if we take a payment schedule, the other was with the funeral home that they would actually sign. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. So you'd have your internment agreements that are specific to individuals who contract with you directly to acquire a plot.
Okay,
And then you've got any funeral home acquired plots where they're facilitating the burial.
okay. You think funeral homes will agree to that?
I don't know. They're certainly using your facilities and
I agree. I'm
yeah,
just curious that they're sort of on the hook if somebody doesn't pay. So
yeah,
anyway, all we can do is try. And my next question is going to be, so if we cut this past due accounts deal, so we have some outstanding and haven't been able to collect, and it sounds like it's a pretty spendy project to collect because a lawsuit would be rather expensive. Is that right?
yeah. You
And
could, I'm sorry.
how do we clean it with what you just said? How do we clean this up? So we start out from day one. Is there a way to write the old ones off if we have to? How do we get them off the books if we can't clean them up? Because all we're doing is kicking the can down the road if we don't resolve this issue.
Yeah, I agree. I'd suggest putting together payment letters where you're asking folks to go ahead and get you paid up. And if you need to offer payment plans, you could do that. I don't know if that's worth the trouble that that would create in terms of tracking and such.
I think they've already sent some letters out to
I've sent that.
everybody, and
Yeah.
it's been ongoing for a couple months now, and I don't know what the response has been. Has it been zero?
Pretty much. I think a lot.
occasional
Yeah.
payment comes in.
Yeah, so do we just leave them on the books then? I mean, well, I guess what I'm looking to do is there's got to be an end to this on the old accounts. If we're not, I don't know, maybe we just leave them on the books.
Or
I would
can we
talk-
write them off?
Yeah, I talked to your auditor about that as far as how they would suggest you handle that from an accounting perspective.
Okay,
I think we
You know,
gave
from
her
a
some accounts to write off.
okay. And
We
that's
gave
what,
her a list of accounts
Yeah.
to take off a while ago. That was a couple meetings ago.
I guess my worry is if we all of a sudden start getting money and we wrote the account off, how do
Right.
we account for that? So, I mean, is there a clean way to do this, and do we need to work with the accountant?
That seems like the right choice is talk to the accountant, figure out how to work that side of it.
Okay,
Yeah, because lawsuits on every one of those would be,
is no.
And it's, it's probably a relatively small amounts.
That's correct. Yeah, and
But-
that's what
Yeah.
I'm thinking, somewhere along the line, they probably need to be cleaned up. And with these new contracts you're drawing up for us, it really, then we have some bite if people don't pay.
okay, moving on. We need to do a policy or bylaw correction. And going through things with Steve last week, we found that, not all of our, how do I want to say it, our officer election stuff was all in one place. In the bylaw book, it was kind of scattered throughout. So he's working on getting all that condensed into one spot for us, and we just need to make a motion to correct that.
I'll make a motion, we correct the bylaws as far as the elections or the covenant that holds them, I guess.
Okay,
Unless you want something more technical, Steve.
Maybe just a little more specific. So what we've found is that the officers are not as clearly delineated in terms of what the offices are and what their duties are. They need to be better called out. So a motion to the effect, Gary, of cleaning up the board policy book to make it clearer which officer positions exist and what the duties are.
I'll make a motion that we define the officers and their duties in the policy book. Did I catch it?
Yeah, that's got it.
Okay.
I will second the motion. All those in favor?
North, aye.
Would I? Motion passes. Yay. We get to clean that up.
When will you have that done, Steve?
That'll be ready for your next meeting.
Do you want to wait to do elections? Jamie and I sort of briefly touched before the meeting, but do you want to wait till that and then we'll have a full quorum, or do you guys care?
As far as I'm concerned, from legal compliance, you're fine to proceed.
Okay. Good enough.
All right, moving on, new business, issues with late payments to Carson. Is the bill not,
It's the way that they do their invoicing. They send us like every other week they send us an invoice and we're always past due on them and we're like have to rectify. And by the time they get the checks, we're like 2 past due.
Yeah, like it's that.
And they keep threatening to like lock our card
Oh, yeah,
and
and they-
not letting us get
yeah,
use our
that'd be
card.
great,
So
no gas in the middle of mowing season.
Yeah. I mean, there's really, I don't know, the only. I mean,
Can
We
we,
talked to them about that we are a cemetery district for the public. Have we talked to them and asked if they would bill once a month because of our restrictions we have of needing to sign checks and approve bills once a
I
month?
mean, we both just said.
I've said that, and I have that email chain to the same person who said, okay, I understand. And then the next month came back and said the same thing.
Yeah, and it's
You
like.
have to pay it on time. And it was a little snarky too.
Yeah, and it's so typically they'll call and or they'll email us and
Mhm.
like with payment information, like when or where. And we're like, Monday, we just had our meeting and it's in the mail. It should be at your office probably today. And then they're just like, well, can you confirm the amounts and can you this? So it's just creating a bunch of work that it's like, it's there. I know it's already there and it's just frustrating on our end because every month they're like,
So how big is the bill a month, would you say? I forget to look.
it depends.
$400 or $500.
Yeah, like sometimes more
we put-
depending.
Would your credit card?
Yeah, could we
cover
put it on the
if we
credit
just-
card?
And that's one of my things is it's cheap. It's honestly cheaper to go else to possibly use the credit card.
So you guys need to probably just go in, set it up so it's an automatic draw on your credit card.
Yeah.
Okay.
But ask your accountant if it's okay to do automatic draws on your credit cards.
or at least let Sharon know you've set up auto payments on it?
Okay, to them.
Well, to Shara,
Well, yeah, I know, but to Carson.
Yes.
Through the credit card.
That way it's just triggers every 2 weeks. It's
Yeah.
automatically paid. And
Gotcha.
I'd be very clear and you might want the paper trail from them. So if you set it up,
Okay.
make sure. But
That's-
I would talk to Shara and make sure she's good with it. It would take care of the problem. What is your limit?
10.
10,000?
Yeah. Which I'm usually never
Mhm.
remotely close to it. I have this year or this last year a couple times, but based on maintenances and different things and,
Yeah.
but yeah. And I mean, another option too is to just do away with, not to do away with, but use the credit card for gas versus at a regular pump.
Yeah.
Because I believe they don't really tell you what it costs there, but I mean, they have a lot of fees that I've noticed that are,
And
it's an option because I know it's cheaper if you go.
if you are just filling cans and you want to just go, I'm good with it. If you're going to use a credit card, then it's not an automatic draw and it gets rid of the nasty notes.
Carson, I don't think is the only card lock company in
No,
town.
they're not. There's another, the
You-
other one.
You might check with the other one and see if you can get better terms, better rate, better price. And see, it might be time to switch.
Mhm.
It is if you're getting nasty email.
I mean, it has been every month. Like, it always, it's just about every month, unless we have a meeting like
Right before.
right now, but then this month's a little bit early, and we just got a bunch of bills that I turned in today.
Yeah.
So instead of Carson calling us, it's gonna be all these other.
This is like a weird year.
Yeah.
You were either too early
Yeah.
or too late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, it
I
just,
think you can tell them that we've talked about it and you have the authority from us to do one or the other.
Mhm.
But make sure you go to Shara with
Yeah.
whatever you do.
definitely, for sure.
Okay, onward and upward. So it being the first financial or first meeting of our financial year, we are supposed to, according to our new handy dandy policy book, be electing officers today or new officers. So in accordance with that, under ordinance 265.1302, it provides as follows. The directors shall, at the time of organization, choose from their number a chairperson, a secretary, and a treasurer. The secretary and treasurer may be the same person, but the chairperson can't be secretary or treasurer. All officers shall hold their offices until the first regular meeting in January following the election and until their successors are elected and qualified. These officers shall have respectively powers to perform the duties usual in such cases. So that is our statute. So I will open the floor for any board officer nominations.
Is Steve still on the phone or did he get done?
He's here.
Hey, Steve, do we need to straighten out the treasurer, secretary, and then combine it into one since it's only a 3-member board? You need that okay for your bylaw updates?
Yeah, so what I would suggest in conjunction with this, I'll make a couple comments first. So 265-130 is it sets out those positions that you're required to have. You have also chosen to function with a vice chair. There's no reason you cannot also have a vice chair. If you want a chair, a vice chair, and then one person serving in the secretary/treasurer position, you can continue to operate in that way. But I will go ahead.
Can the secretary treasurer operate as the chair when the chair's gone?
The vice chair would presumably do that.
If we don't have a vice chair, if we just go with the two position?
I see. Yeah. So if you have 3 positions, chair, secretary, and treasurer, then you would designate either the secretary or the treasurer to serve as the presiding officer if the chair is absent.
So I guess what I'm asking, can we have one position, a chair, 2 position, a secretary, treasurer? And can the secretary treasurer act as chair when the chair is absent?
And then the third board position would not be an officer. Is that what you're
Third
saying?
position, that's correct.
You could do that.
We can do that.
Yes.
I'm just asking, might simplify things. Would that simplify things?
I think your only risk is no, because you're only 3-person board. So if the chair is
We are.
absent, then the other 2 have to be present in order to have a
Yep.
meeting. So yeah.
That's why I was saying 3 members. Would it not be better just to have two positions and
Well, I think it would all come down to who's the chair. Because some board members are here religiously and others are
oh, you know,
busy with other things.
I'm just asking, do we need three positions for a 3-board deal, or can we combine the 2? Because if we can, I'd make that kind of a motion, and then I'd probably just make a motion to continue on with the same board members in the current positions they're in.
Well, you're currently secretary slash treasurer, so
I don't know that I'm treasurer. So Steve, I mean, do we know who's what?
At the moment, I don't know.
me either.
I mean, I know when I got put on the board, but I don't know that we maybe were following the bylaws if. they're-
Actually, you got elected as secretary slash treasurer,
What?
before you, when Velda was, yeah, Velda and I did it before you were able to attend.
Yep.
Because of the fire that
You're
year.
right.
Yep,
Yeah,
that's
and
why I
because you
say,
only
I
had
mean,
2 board members.
yeah, but
Yep.
I don't get appointed to be that position. I got appointed to the board and then I was handed those positions. Is what I'm getting
Pretty
at.
much.
So does that work, Steve, what I said?
Yeah, you could propose that slate with Jamie as chair, you as secretary treasurer.
Okay. And then we'll clean the bylaws up to state that when you do that.
Correct.
Okay, I'm good with that. I'll make that motion
Keep the same officers as we've had.
and clean the bylaws up to 2 position, double position for 1 and 1 chair.
Okay. I will second the motion. All those in favor?
Bedortha, aye.
Would I? Motion passes.
I'm gonna make
Congratulations.
one last comment on the timing of this. So 265-132 references it's really the context for that statute is the creation of a district. And so that's why it talks about at the time of their organization, the board will appoint officers. And then it says that the officers hold those positions until the first regular meeting in January following their initial election and until successors are elected and qualified. So in terms of the timing, if you would like to continue doing things as you have, which is you set up your officer positions to correspond with your fiscal year, I see nothing in statute that prevents you from doing that. So I'm comfortable with you continuing to be on this timeline because that statutory timeline really refers only to that initial organization period.
So you're saying instead of January after this, we will do it in July.
I'm saying that January date mentioned in the statute is irrelevant for your future operations just because it references only that original meeting.
Yep.
So I'm comfortable with you continuing to appoint your officers in July.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. So do we have to do it every July or until we deem there's need for a change?
You should do it every July.
Okay, okay.
I figured July would probably work better too, because
It
the
does.
election in May,
Yeah.
should one of us not get reelected.
And most boards have sat on if either been January or July for,
Yeah.
Okay,
So-
I'm good with that.
Okay,
I'm not good with being on position, but
well.
there's only 2 of us here.
Okay, and I will make sure that the website, is changed to reflect secretary treasurer, under you.
That's fine.
And then that way we're not. Okay.
Hey, excuse me, I probably zoned out when you clarified this. Can the secretary treasurer run the meeting when the chair is gone?
Yes, and I will update the board policy book to reflect that chain of
Okay,
command.
thank you.
You bet.
I follow now.
Okay. Do we have any members of the public online?
Campbell reviews here,
Okay,
but I don't see any comments.
well, I'll open it up for public comment. If there are any. Give that a second. No? Okay, then I will move it on to board member comments. Gary, do you have any?
Nope.
Me neither. All right, meeting is adjourned.
Yay.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank you, Steve.
Yeah, thank you guys. Good to see you again.
You can come in person.
Well, thank you. I may do that.
That's gonna be one of the
All right,
quickest.
take care, guys.
Bye.
Thank
Yep,
you.
see you later.